Welcome to this video and to my bedroom. Today I will share with you my strategies for sleeping really deeply and restfully and in a way that the body can heal. So you really want to optimize the time you put into resting, because that's such a crucial part for the body to reprogram, reset and restart. So I will mainly in this video talk about two things. It's breathing and it's positioning. So I'll start with breathing. Many of us don't really control how we breathe in the night, and depending on how we are breathing, it will affect us a lot. So the best way to breathe is through the nose. Why is this? There are several reasons for why breathing in and out through the nose is the best way for a human being to breathe in general. I'm not saying some breathing exercises is not good, or when you talk you need to breathe through your mouth. All of that is fine. It's just that as like the baseline of our breathing should always be in and out through the nose. The reason for this is, firstly, you have this whole like cleaning the air thing behind your nose. So when you breathe in through the nose, this part of the nose inside here will clean the breath, so that the air that comes into the lungs will be more clean and fresh for the body, and much more easier for the lungs and the alveoli and the blood and the cells to actually be able to pick up the oxygen and integrate it into the body, so that you come out with more energy. So it's cleaning the air. It's also a way for the body to adjust the temperature of the breath. We can try. So first you inhale through the nose. And now we're going to inhale through the mouth. So I don't know if you could feel the difference. I could definitely feel a difference in the temperature of the breath. So if more cold air is coming into the lungs, which we get if we inhale through the mouth, it will be not as easy adaptable for the body to take that air and oxygen into the body. Whereas if we breathe in through the nose, the temperature will be perfect. So that's one reason. It will give us more energy because of cleaning and temperature. And then we have this other really important part, especially for prolapse, and that's how we activate our diaphragm. That's the big breathing muscle. It's like a cupola inside of the rib cage, and every time you inhale it goes down, and every time you exhale it goes up, because the lungs are filled with air, and then you press it down, and then when the air goes out it comes up again. And this is not functioning as good when you breathe in and out through the mouth. So it will be less activity for the diaphragm and all breathing muscles, like the intercostal muscles in between the rib cage and everything that is connected for breathing to happen. So fascia muscles, everything around it. And you probably know by now, if you have seen my other videos, the breathing in the chest and rib cage is crucial for how the pelvic floor muscles work, because they work together. So every time you breathe in and the diaphragm goes down, the pelvic floor relaxes and opens up a little bit. And then when you breathe out, it goes back up. And if we have a nice dynamic flow in the diaphragm, it will create more kind of flow in the pelvic floor and more circulation and more vitality without us doing anything except from breathing in and out through the nose. So those are the main reasons, I think. And for me, the experience of breathing only in and out through the nose when you sleep is that you get a much deeper rest. So I have, since becoming a mom, I have been much more sensitive for any sound. I wake up like this, thinking about my kids and how are they, and I need to go and check and blah, blah, blah. So if I breathe only in and out through the nose, I will sleep much deeper. So how do we breathe in and out through the nose only? Can you guess? We use tape to put on the mouth. So this is like, I don't know what it's called in English, kirurgtape in Swedish. So it's like this white, You know, for Band-Aid and stuff, you use this kind of tape. So that's what I use. I take like maybe this much. And if it's a good, nice one, usually it's very sticky. So then what I usually do is I put it one time on the bed and I take it up, and maybe 2 times, just to make it not so sticky, because it might be hard for you to take it off if it sits too tight. And then I put it on my mouth, and make sure you're not having dry lips, because that's not comfortable at all. But you can't put anything on your lips right before you put it. So you have to do that like a couple of hours before you are going to sleep. So it looks like this. And so now it was really easy for me to take it off. Another option, if you feel maybe this is a little too claustrophobic, I did that in the beginning, then you can put the tape this way. And maybe you want to make it a little shorter. So that's a good way to start, although you know you can't really know if any air sips in here on the sides. So I would recommend you to have it like this, if possible. If not, I mean, also if you have a baby, you want to speak to the baby in the night, or a kid, then this variation might be better too, because it's easier to just lift this and talk. So that's, I love this, to sleep with tape on my mouth. It's given me so much better sleep. So I don't know how it is for you, you have to try it out yourself. The next thing I am going to share is the positioning, because when we have a prolapse, what we want to create is less pressure down toward the pelvic floor. And so what I did was that I took a pillow, and you don't need to have a very big pillow. I think rather that's going to be too uncomfortable. So quite, you can see, like if I press on this, it's not super thick. And I think it's good, but you can try yourself. Maybe you want a thicker one. I have some problems sometimes in my low back, and what we're going to do now is that we are going to elevate the hips on the pillow. So I went to bed like this. And then, of course, the pillow for the head. So I was sleeping like this. I think this is more for some people and maybe not for others. Actually, for me, I did it for like 6 months, and in the end I realized that it made me not sleep super well because I was not comfortable. But I do think that elevating the hips in that way took the pressure off and created more space and circulation for my whole pelvic area and the prolapse. So if you feel comfortable, I recommend you do it. But if you feel that you are not sleeping very well on a pillow, then don't do it. So you have to, decide on your own. What I found after I realized that I don't want to sleep like this any longer, although I know many women who does it and who feel great, so I really think it is good for some women. What I found was that instead of elevating the hips like this, you can use a very nice yoga block. This is a very nice drawing here. You can use a yoga block or a very thick book, and you can put it underneath the legs on the bed. So you lift it up and you put it in, and your bed will be elevated. So now I didn't do it fully, but you get the idea. Your bed is going to be like this. And it will help everything kind of go back in and up, and also your blood circulation will, from your feet and up, it will be easier for your whole system. I don't know how it is for you, but for me, when I had my symptomatic prolapse, I felt really heavy all the time. So it helps with that, kind of supporting your energy in the body coming back up toward the heart and the head. So I think these are things really, really worth trying. And of course, as you probably know, you shouldn't have your cell phone in the room where you sleep. Create a really dark space for the melatonin to be able to work in your body. When it's dark, it signals 2 hormones in our body to actually become calm and go to sleep. So no cell phones. And one more thing about that is, at least in Sweden, it's spring now and the sun is coming out and so many people wear sunglasses. But if you do that, the body can't really absorb the daylight in the same way and doesn't really feel the contrast from day to night in the same way. So if you can not wear sunglasses, that's gonna affect the melatonin production in your body. And if you take in more daylight, you will sleep better in the night. So those things, of course, are gonna help you too. But I think for prolapse, the main thing are the breathing and the positioning. So what I've talked about now. Taping the mouth, creating this breathing movement in your diaphragm, and also positioning, so using a pillow or elevate the end of your bed